Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I got a review for you today. From Dynamite Comics, we're going to be talking about Disney Villains, Scar, issue number 1. It is written by Chuck Brown, art by Trevor Fraley, colors by Chiara D. Francia, letters by Jeff Eckleberry. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe. It's all free, doesn't cost you anything. It's just a matter of clicking a button and interacting with me. I love that stuff, right? Alright, so let's get into it. So Scar, right? I didn't know where this was going to take place, I just knew that it was some kind of origin story related to Scar, and I know they're going to do a series. The next one's Maleficent. So getting into this, we find out very quickly that this takes place right after Simba's born, and he's already made it to Pride Rock. Scar, at this point, already knows that he is cast to the side, that he's not going to be able to, become the king that he wants to be, and that's exactly where the story takes off. We do see a couple different panels, of course, of Pride Rock, Africa, where they're at. We do run into new animals, basically this one right here. Her name is Thelma, and she's with her son, and they're basically just grazing. We see Scar in the background. Scar eventually does attack the little calf. The mom asks why Scar is attacking the calf while defending. You can see she's attacking him over here. And Scar basically says that he had a bad day. He ran into Mufasa, and they had some kind of interaction, and it's probably like he just found out about Simba kind of thing. And basically he says that he goes and finds a peasant and and kills him and makes them have a better day, a worse day kind of thing. Them at this point, she calls out for her pride, and all the wildebeest show up. They eventually tackle Scar, pretty much to the ground, beating him, kicking him as they go. And he makes it to the edge of the cliff. When he kind of gets up finally after catching his breath, he finds out that Thelma and the son are right there. Scar kind of accuses Thelma of being stupid. And Thelma's like, haha, stupid for you. And he didn't notice that he was by the edge of the cliff, and Thelma just runs after him, knocks into him and kicks him off the cliff. The next thing that we see is this colorful landscape, and it's kind of reminiscent from the movie, and it's kind of like a afterlife or something like that. But as soon as he gets there, he runs into Mufasa, who straightforwardly beats the crap out of him while he's there, calls him a villain, that kind of thing. As Scar tries to state that he is not, he's just been betrayed because he felt like he was next in line to be king. Mufasa states that well, that's up to Simba and that kind of thing. But eventually, but it's kind of already known, but he just fell off the cliff and blacked out from falling. And he was just in this dream state, make-believing all this stuff. We don't know, maybe he really went to that place, right? But we see these two vultures come up, and they've been circling him for a while, waiting for Scar to die. At this point, he still has not died. And it's just a brief conversation between the two vultures about how they can profit off of Scar. And I think the two vultures are Caber and Crace. But Caber and Crace, they basically go back and forth, and they eventually come up with this plan to keep Scar alive. If Scar becomes king, they have this imagination that he's going to do what we saw in the movie, that he's just going to go on this killing spree, and thus there will be like a limitless buffet for the vultures. So eventually they come up with a plan to introduce Scar to the Bone Eaters, which are the hyenas that we saw in the movie. But before they can continue on with their plan, Rafiki shows up, and he actually beats the crap out of the vultures, and he ends up saving Scar. He drags him back to that tree where he christened Simba, with the I don't remember what the tree was called, but eventually Scar does wake up. Kind of sees that he's with Rafiki. He gets all pissed, and Rafiki kind of just states the obvious, that he needs to change his ways, or nothing bad is going to happen. Scar does make this plight that he's not this villain that everybody makes him out to be, and Rafiki just states like that he is basically this villain and he needs to change his ways, kind of thing. Even while he's there talking to Rafiki, he does do this thing where he's like, you know, me and you should team up and we could take down Mufasa, kind of thing. Because evidently this is before he kills Mufasa and tries to take Pride Rock. Eventually, Rafiki turns him down, you know, basically stating that he needs to heal after falling off the rock and he needs to come up with a different plan, basically. And he leaves Scar on, you know, he lets him go on his way. We do see that as Scar's leaving, that Kyber and Klaus, I forget what their names are, but the two vultures are basically like, haha, we got Scar, now we can introduce him to the Bone Eaters, and that's where the issue leaves off. It does give us a preview of the next issue and a brief little paragraph of what's to come, and it says, eager vultures circle the diminishing Scar. They offer him a path to the throne. They speak of a magic baobab fruit that will make him mightier than Mufasa himself. They will prove him with his fruit in return for a horrible favor. But that's basically where this book leaves off. There's a couple things I can note. This being the first Disney villain in the series, you know, this whole new, you know, series of villains that they're going to do. I was looking for like a bang. I mean, we already got Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles from the Disney cartoon series, so them doing movies, I thought we were going to get like some of the best art, some of the best stories. Honestly, this first book is lacking in both regards, and I'll just show you one picture right here. Now, I'm not saying the whole bad is filled with bad art. There is no such thing as bad art. It's all suggested, and that's my opinion, but in my opinion, the art could be a little better, and there are some panels where the art's really good, especially in the end when Scar's with Rafiki. It's like they paid more attention to certain panels than other panels. They just kind of rushed in, because there are some weird panels with Rafiki and some of the other ones too. Another thing is the story is kind of lacking. You know, I mean, that's all we're getting out of this origin story is how Scar met the hyenas. I mean, that's how much story. What is this, a 3-issue series? Okay, I understand that story, but I don't know if it's a 3-issue series. Is this going to be an ongoing? Is that all we're getting from? I thought we were getting a very beginning origin story of Scar, like way before Simba, something like that. Hey, but these are my thoughts. I will be going on with the second issue just to see if the book is any better. But right now, it's kind of a big disappointment. The best thing about this book is the cover. The story inside is a little lacking, and the art just isn't on par with the other Disney stuff that Dynamite has dropped so far. But again, these are my opinions. These are my thoughts. It wasn't a bad read. It's not horrible. It's not horrible art. It's just, it could be a lot better. But hey guys, that's my reviews. I will have hopefully another review coming, and then that'll be it. And I will see you guys later. Hopefully you're all having a great Saturday. Rah!